Hey, happy 4th of July. I got to show you my 4th of July shirt. How are you today? There's a couple of links after the little introduction. Check out those links. I'll talk about a couple of them. All right. And we're going to take a little walk down memory lane today. I want to talk about this week reputation, honor above money and profits. Now, when I started in the produce business, I know a lot of you are not going to believe this. There was no computers, no email, no cell phones, no fax machine, no beepers, and everything was done with a handshake. So that's the produce business I grew up in, and your honor and character was worth more than money and profits. Your word was everything. Without it, you had nothing. So I've kind of carried that forward my whole produce career, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit today because it's, unfortunately, I think it's becoming a lost art, and maybe I could reintroduce it. And I'm not saying about everybody, but I've come across a few things on all ends of this business which speaks to that. So let me tell you how things were done back then. So when I was a street buyer and a retail produce trainer, I'm going to talk about the kind of volume we did back then too. But we had call cards in the Hunts Point Market, and basically I would go and ask salesmen, say, "Hey, Paulie, could you use?" I used to buy all the fruit. Could you use any, oranges today? Yeah, how many? How much are they? They're $8. All right, charge me $6. How many you want me to take? And literally, it was like that. How many do you want me to take? And the guy would say, well, could you take a load? Could you take half a load and I'll average up or something like that? Whatever we said, and pretty much we had enough power that we could buy it. And everything was done on this call card. I used to write it. Nobody signed it. How much are they? Jimmy, $8. Charge me $6. Okay, Paulie, $6. All right, give me $500. You know what I mean? I would break it up to all the stores. Very, very few disputes. In fact, some of the older guys remember if you got an inspector, what did? You mailed it. You mailed it to the shipper. You got it like a week or two later. But everything was on reputation and character back then, and it was really a great time. And let me tell you, I used to do like an arbitrage between Philadelphia, Boston, New York. What does that mean? Sometimes, let's say the red pepper market in Philadelphia was 8, and the red pepper market in Philadelphia New York was 12. I used to buy them out of Philadelphia, ship them to New York. Same thing with Boston. Used to just play. So your reputation had to carry over the phone too, right? You call a guy up, yeah, how many you got? Tell him to charge me this. There was no, again, no fax machines, no internet, no nothing. Just your word, right? So your word was everything. So before I go into some things that have happened, I just want to tell you about the volume. I bought for a chain back then. This is in the I was out of the Army, so late 80s, early 90s. Chain was Top Tomato. We had 7 stores at the time. To give you an example, the kind of volume we used to do. 4th of July week, I used to buy the fruit. 7 stores. I used to buy 20,000 packages a night. 7 stores, 20,000 packages a night. And they got their bananas delivered. They got their tropicals delivered. They got their watermelons delivered. So that wasn't even in the count. So, and the vegetables probably were more. They were actually more than that. So that was the kind of volume. Just do the math. And all you big retailers out there that think you sell a lot of stuff, let me know if you, in a 5-day week, if 7 stores use 100,000 packages of fruit or 200,000 packages total. I would say there's very few of you that do. There are still few around. Believe me, some of them are my customers, but they sell produce the old-fashioned way. So I can tell you another thing. I can remember putting those stores on sale with, at that time, Eastern Red Delicious, and it was at the time where apples went from regular storage to a controlled atmosphere. And I'll never forget Prevo Marketing, Prevo Meyerson back then. Jim Prevo from produce business maybe would remember this. But anyway, I'll never forget Guy, who unfortunately just passed away, said, Paulie, I have 64 size Washington Extra Fancy Red Delicious. How much, Guy? $6. You guys in Washington are probably going crazy, right? $6. I took a load a night. We went on sale with those 7 stores. I took a load a night. And yeah, we sold them all. So that's give you a little example of kind of volume we did back then. Okay, so now let's talk about like current days, things that I've come across. You know, back then, typical of how it is now, you just did the right thing. What was the right thing? So if a guy helped you when things were short, you helped him when they were long. Or if he had 3 dead items, but he had 1 hot item, you took the dead items with the hot items. You know, just you know, people didn't even have to tell you to do it. It was just assumed that you would do it because that just was good business. Also, if you were with a guy, if you took an item for a guy and then it got hot, take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. You were going to get that. I got to tell you, Farmer's Best, Jerry Wagner to me was the best salesman ever at Farmer's Best. Before he retired, I hate that you retired. Jerry used to call me in the morning, Paul, I put away these 2 items. Let's say they were red peppers and cukes. They were hot, but I need you to take green peppers and this and this. You know, Jerry, how many you want me to take? And it was like that. And at the end of the deal, I had to move the stuff that he needed to move. He gave me the stuff that I needed to buy, and we all made it work out. Today, you could go to a firm and you could, they want to sell you the dead item. Oh, I will sell that on the hot item. Or you're with them, you take cukes when they're in a crapper, and then the market gets $2 better, and they don't want to give you a box. That to me, that's when reputation, honor comes above profits. I got to tell you, I've done Roma contracts where the customer halfway through the contract said, no, I don't want them anymore. And my word was on the line, and I took those Roma tomato contracts and I lost money on every load. But to me, my word was worth more than the money. You know, I've had guys in wherever, Nogales, not too much in California. Those guys are really great. You know, give me an ad, and oh no, give me a price. Oh, I got to get $2 more. Or the boss said, again, for a few $1,000s, you wreck your reputation. I always tell people one of my best attributes: you don't know if I'm making money or losing money when I'm buying. To me, covering the order or living up to my word is the most important. And I tell you the truth, I wish everybody would get back to that, because produce business is a great business, and it was even greater back then when people lived, did this. So that's really all I have to say about that. Okay, so one more thing about Jerry Wagner. I got to tell you something about Jerry Wagner. Once he was stuck with green peppers. He gave me an ad for $4. I think I booked like 3 or 4 of those. I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but I remember those green peppers going to $15, $20 FOB. And then this could be Jerry, I think, left Farmer's Best, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. So it's at least 5 to 7 years ago. First of all, he delivered every load. I think it was like for $4. Not delivered, but charged me $4. Delivered every package. And, Jerry was one of a kind. I think Jerry's the same age as I am. But I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing you, Jerry, but I just got to bring up these things because I just think this is what made the produce business great. Okay. A couple of links. First, we got to talk about Creative Date. Finally, the USDA, after all this time, what I knew and many others knew right from the start, they're not... I don't remember if they're canceling his current contract, but they're not giving him a new contract. He didn't deliver. The guy was a BS artist, and unfortunately, the USDA got scammed. But real produce people right from the start knew he was a scam. So, good riddance. Give real produce people give real produce people the contract. 40 under 40. I never made that. Way past 40. Maybe you could have 70 under 70. But Stephanie Katzman. Stephanie Katzman, I knew she was a star when she came. I got to tell you something. Stephanie worked in every department at Katzman, started at the bottom, repacking off stuff, worked her way up to the top. She has worked, when she figures out a better way to do it, is because she did it. So Stephanie, congratulations on 40 under 40. I would argue you should have won it 10 years ago because I knew you were a star right from the start in this business. And I've said it many, many times that she gave me hope. And congratulations to all of the 40 under 40. It's a great accomplishment. Okay. Also, PMA. There's a link there. They canceled the PMA in Dallas, of course, because it's something that plays close. I could take a short flight or probably drive if I wanted to, but they canceled it. This is only my personal opinion. You know, I really wasn't feeling myself last week. My son, his girlfriend, both in this house, my wife, all had COVID-19. And I think we're going to have to get to a point that we have to live with this thing, wear a mask or something, but I just don't think canceling everything is the right way to do it, because virtual is great, but come on, it's not going to be the same. It's absolutely not going to be the same. I don't know if I had it, because I tell you the truth, I went to get tested a couple of times, and the line had to be 5 hours long, and I tell you the truth, I'm sorry, but I could tell you that I had the uncontrollable chills for one day. And I got to tell you something. So I'm like Wolverine. My whole life, like I said, I've had the flu maybe once or twice my whole life. Never got a flu shot, but every time I get sick, except maybe a handful of times, I basically sleep for 10 or 12 hours, or have a shot of Patron XO, and I feel better the next day. So I don't know if I had it. My wife has the antibodies. My son has the antibodies, so that's great. I have another two. I have my other two sons, and his girlfriend is over here all the time too. So I'm hoping that they don't have it. But getting back to this, I just think we have to get past it, and keep those people over 60 like me that aren't Wolverines separate. Wear masks, which. It was, I'm sorry to stumbling, but I'm very disappointed that the PMA is canceled. I got a feeling we're going to have to learn how to live with this. That's it, like we live with the flu. But that's it. What else? I'm probably forgetting something very, very important, but that's it. Well, it's pretty long, 13 minutes on this video. Let me see, did I forget anything? No, I think that's it. So I'm back. I'm feeling great. God bless America. God bless our veterans. I don't know if any of you know I'm a veteran, so I'm a flag waving, loving America. I'll stand by you. I'll fight till the end to save our country. That's just me. So hate me for it or love me for it, but I'm not changing. So love you, love the produce business. I love the USA, and take care, and I'll see you on Wednesday. And that's it. Oh, I didn't talk. I knew I forgot something. Let me just talk about a couple of markets. I'm only going to talk about a couple of Red Pepper Market. Red Pepper Market is still going to be hot. We're not going to start in Bakersfield and up north near Selma for at least another week. Thank God that we had these late Mexican deals, or these new Mexican deals that helped us get over the hump. And plus, you have hot house varieties. But as far as the California deal, it's going to be short, and it's going to be short. You're going to start around the 7th to the 13th to 14th. So. And remember, when it starts, it doesn't start with big volume. and fireworks are going off. My dogs don't like that. Cukes are coming off. Seems that there's more cukes out of California, and seems like there's more volume here out of Texas and into Nogales. So got to look for that market to come off. And you're going to go and get into a local deal now. Green peppers still look like the real deal until I know local stuff is supposed to start, but I'm sure everything's getting pushed back a couple of weeks because of the crummy weather we've had. So that's about it. Love you. Love the produce business. Take care. See you on Wednesday, hopefully, God willing. Okay? And bye.